another Doctor Who custom video. This week I shall be looking back over my customs from 2007 and 2006 as well, which I'd lost last week. I put them out in the back room and couldn't remember where I'd stuck them. But I found them out. I'll just give you a very brief look at some of the old customs that I made before the classic range was announced. Because at the time we all thought that the classic figures would never happen. We just thought, oh, it's just going to be new stuff. So I started to do this, and then the classics were announced, so it all stopped. So I'll start off with the first custom I did, not a classic custom, but a new series custom. Now, this is obviously Captain Jack in his grey coat from Series 1. This was the second new series Doctor Who custom I did. The first was the Auton, that you all saw in Symbiosis, which met its untimely end being melted away. So this one was made 2006, so this is quite an early one. It's just David Tennant's coat stuck over Captain Jack's body with bits of card on the top, repainted, and that's it. If I were to go back and do it again, I'd use the proper coat with the latest Captain Jack, but of course at the time that wasn't available. So that's the first one. The second custom is a very simple repaint, and that is of Paul McGann. The base figure is a accoutrements Oscar Wilde figure. They do lots of historical characters, and Oscar Wilde was one of them. A perfect base, really, for Paul McGann. The hair and the head, exactly the same. The body had to be completely repainted. The trousers were repainted. The coat was redone green. The lapels had a slightly different shade of green on them. And the waistcoat, as you can see, is one colour with an orange trim, the chain, and then the cravat was another sort of darker brown with the sort of the stud in the middle. So that was just a repaint, and as I say, it's a great figure as a base. Unfortunately, the arms are a bit funny. I think the pose is meant to be like that, and he's meant to have a cane as well, because of course it's Oscar Wilde. So it's good in some ways, but not so good in others. So hopefully we will end up seeing a proper Paul McGann figure. That's why I don't particularly want to use it, because he just looks a bit mad. This next custom is of John Pertwee, and here he is. Now, before you laugh at his ridiculous head, this was the first time I had ever used Milliput. I had never used it before, so it was a new experience for me. I think I should have probably tried something a bit easier, but this is what I started off with, because I wanted a classic Doctor. I'm very pleased with the body, I have to say. Actually, I think the body is excellent. The strips going along there. The shirt sort of frills aren't very good, but on the wrists, I think they've come out quite well. The lapel was chiselled down, and then this higher bit was made with Milliput, as was this part of the lapel as well. That was Milliput on top of the normal one, and it was just repainted and a black trim put on it, and over there all the pocket here was removed as well. The face isn't brilliant. I mean, I tried to get all the lines and things in, but it does look quite mad. But I think it was good for a first attempt. The next custom I made is no longer with us. It was a fourth Doctor figure, which was smashed up, and I turned it into Commissioner Gordon for my Batman series. So all that remains of the Tom Baker figure is the scarf, which is basically just a piece of ribbon painted with the patterns of the scarf. And much like with the Master, the fabric has gone very, very crisp and hard. And it's still malleable. I mean, like, if I just take Captain Jack, it still fits round a character's neck. So the scarf's still quite handy. Now this next one is one that I'm absolutely ashamed of. It is so dreadful. At the time I thought it was good, but now looking back on it, it's absolutely awful. So please stifle your laughter. This is Peter Davison that I made not long before the classics were announced. It was only about a month or so before. And when it said that Peter Davison was coming out, I was quite annoyed because I was like, oh, I'll just finish making him. The face is absolutely awful. The hair's quite similar. The jumper I was quite impressed with. I mean, you've got the sort of the pattern going down, and the colour is correct, unlike Character Options figure, and it even has a stick of celery, unlike Character Options figure. So it's good in some ways, but not so good in others. I mean, the trousers are completely wrong. It was just mad. He looks alright from the back. I think that the yellow, sort of the colour of the coat is too dark. It's bad. The next one that I made was quite a difficult one. Again, not brilliant, but not too bad. And it's the 7th Doctor from the TV movie. This figure uses a Lord of the Rings guy. It's got the body of someone from Lord of the Rings and the head of someone else slightly redone. It was complicated in the fact that well, I had to just take the head off and use this one. But the legs, because obviously they don't have shoes, so they were just bare feet because it was a Hobbit. The legs were a Star Trek figure. I think it was Data from either one of the films or the series. And yeah, it was just the legs were chopped off and reattached, similar to what I did with Jamie with the kilt. But I mean, it isn't bad. I mean, the hat was made from Milliput. And the collar and the tie was also made from Milliput. But I mean, yeah, it doesn't look like Sylve. And then of course I've done the Brigadier as well. Then I had this one, which is a Rastan Warrior robot from the 5 Doctors. I think I used like an entire bag of Milliput up on this. It was a bootleg Spider-Man figure that I got from Italy when I went there on holiday. And yeah, because it was bootleg, it wasn't very good. But I thought, oh, that's a good base for a Rastan Warrior robot. And the next figure that I made was Davros. Yeah, this has been stuck up on my shelf for quite a while. It was based off of Genesis of the Daleks. I never finished it properly because I obviously had to do the base. But all I did was I used the top half of the Data figure, which I used the legs for on Sylvester McCoy, because I was like, oh, I don't want it to go to waste. So I just chopped the top of a Dalek off. That's all just Milliput down there. That was all Milliput on the front to get the sort of shape of the shirt. The head was redone to look more like Davros. It isn't bad. It's not great, but it's not too bad. I was pleased with it at the time. I thought it was excellent. That's the back for you. I mean, it's got the headrest and everything. Show you the top. So I thought it was great. Looking back, I think it's dreadful. But yeah, it was good at the time. I mean, there was nothing else better to use. I suppose I could have used this in my Genesis of the Daleks recreations, but I think I was a bit embarrassed about how bad it looked. That's basically it, really. There was one more I haven't showed, which I never completed, which was a Sensorite. So this is a work in progress. This was the last one that I started before the classics were revealed as coming out. So I just thought, oh, well, we'll probably get a Sensorite one day. So I just didn't bother. I suppose I could always go back and finish this off. So that's it. That was all the customs I made with the Character Options figures back before I joined YouTube, and back before the classics were announced. Thank you all for watching, and I'll see you again next time.